What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video. And in this one, I want to touch on the Jamie Collins situation. Now, you guys are probably wondering why I have not touched upon this topic already. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I thought that Jamie Collins would have been a New England Patriot by now. And if you've been a subscriber for a while now, which if you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe for all of your New England Patriots news from top to bottom, everything covered, a lot of fun videos mixed in pretty frequently too. And if you want to leave a like on this video, it helps me out a ton with YouTube algorithm. But with my luck, I usually make a video, and while it's uploading or right before it's uploaded, the team goes ahead and makes the signing. So I did believe that Jamie Collins was going to be a Patriot by now, and I would have just made the Jamie Collins signing video, but we are just a couple days away from our matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's still not signed, and I don't think they're going to sign him before, so I want to touch upon why the New England Patriots need to sign Jamie Collins. Guys, this is a move that makes way too much sense for the team to not do so, and I think this is something we can all agree on. Like I said, I thought this would have been a done deal by now. At this current time, it's not. But from what I'm hearing, the Patriots are interested. So without further ado, you know how we start the video. But Jamie Collins, man, Jamie Collins, if you're watching this video, or if anybody has some type of connection to Jamie Collins, somebody please tell him for his own good to stop leaving the New England Patriots. I swear, he goes and he has his tenure with the New England Patriots. He's outstanding. He makes a Pro Bowl, but he gets too greedy. What happens? You're shipped off. You're going to the Cleveland Browns. You don't perform well. You get cut by the Cleveland Browns. New England picks you up, but you want to reset your market, so it's just a one-year deal. You perform outstanding again in your second tenure with the New England Patriots. You go ahead and you sign a big, massive contract after that one good season you had with New England. You go to the Detroit Lions. You don't perform well for them. They end up cutting you, and we're in the same boat where we're talking about bringing you back. Jamie Collins, you perform the best when you're with New England. Do yourself a favor. Stay in New England. But guys, let's just hop right into the whole Jamie Collins situation here. Now, like I said, it's funny how things always pan out in the NFL. Jamie Collins thinks that it's him and not the Patriot system, even though he's been with, two other systems that aren't the New England Patriots, and neither have panned out for him. But the Detroit Lions did release Jamie Collins. They did try essentially to trade him first. New England did supposedly call about that trade. At the end of the day, I think they were just doing due diligence. Jamie Collins has a massive contract. They were not going to trade for that. And because the Detroit Lions decided to release him, obviously no team was also willing to make that trade for him. He had signed after the 2019 season, he had signed a 3-year, $30 million deal back when Matt Patricia was the Lions head coach. That's also why this makes a ton of sense. Matt Patricia back with the New England Patriots. Matt Patricia was obviously a big reason why Jamie Collins was even in Detroit in the first place. Again, all these connections just come right back to the New England Patriots. Now, Jamie Collins, whether you want to talk about the cap number that he had with the Detroit Lions or overall just the fit that he is with the new Detroit Lions head coach, all those factors put in led to him getting cut. And now we're asking ourselves, where is Jamie Collins going to go? He spent 3 seasons with the Cleveland Browns. They parted ways before, like we talked about, 2019 with New England, and then spent the last couple of seasons here in Detroit. The big question, I think, is going to come down to, what does Jamie Collins want? I don't think it really makes a lot of sense for him to be signed right now on just a 1-year deal, for him to hopefully reset his market and then go out and sign with another team. I just don't think that really makes sense for the New England Patriots. And I think if you're Jamie Collins at this point, teams are realizing that this is kind of a Patriot system thing and not really a Jamie Collins thing. You perform well with New England, but they've seen in two systems now that you don't perform well when you're outside of the Bill Belichick defense. With that being said, I do think that Jamie Collins could be looking for one big final contract. He's in his 30s, right? He's not going to be playing in the NFL for that much longer. So my worry is if there is another team that is going to offer more money than the New England Patriots, does Jamie Collins decide to go there? Or does Jamie Collins want to end out his career? Does he sign maybe a 2-year deal with the New England Patriots? And then hopefully he plays well in those 2 years and then tries to sign one last decent contract worth, maybe 1 or 2 years with another team. I think it's all dependent on Jamie Collins. I know that his family is also a factor. You would think that with the familiarity within Boston, within the system, because it's already in season, that Jamie Collins would look to make things as easy as possible for both him and his family, and all those factors do point here to New England. Because he is a free agent, of course, that does mean that he decides where he goes. If it was a trade, it'd be up to other teams and the Detroit Lions front office, but the fate is in the hands of Jamie Collins at this point. But before we continue going on here talking about Jamie Collins, guys, I have to give a huge shout out to Team Jersey Pro, guys. These guys make the absolute best jerseys I have ever seen. Wait, hold on. I got to show you guys. Look at this. All right. If you use the code Patriots, the promo code Patriots, you can get 10% off for a limited time, guys. Look at how spectacular this is. I designed this myself. You can go from color, design. Do you want a football jersey, baseball jersey, basketball jersey, hockey jersey? They have several different jerseys you can pick from, and you designed it. Look at the back here. We even got the Patriots global logo on this thing. I picked the number, the stitching, the where I wanted the words, how I wanted it worded, the number, everything, guys. You get to use more let me rephrase that. You guys get to customize your jerseys way more than you could if you spent over $100 on an NFL jersey that you only get to pick the name on the back and the number. I highly recommend you guys go ahead and check them out right now. 10% off, all of it linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go ahead, check them out. Tell them Patriots Global sent you. But get back here to Mr. Jamie Collins. Why does it make sense for him to come back to the New England Patriots? And why did the New England Patriots need Jamie Collins? Well, if you guys watch this past week against the New Orleans Saints, New England is dealing with a lot of injuries, especially at the linebacker position. Yeah, Juwan Bentley going out, I believe it was in the second half. And then you have Dante Hightower not performing like Dante Hightower. He's also not getting a lot of snaps since he has come back from opting out of the 2020 season. Now, that could be the Patriots just trying to preserve his career, but nonetheless, not the same Dante Hightower that we've seen in previous years. And obviously, Kyle Van Noy, I feel like, has been pretty silent for the most part. He has not been himself. This linebacker core not performing too well. And Juwan Bentley has been the Patriots' number one linebacker, both production-wise and usage-wise. But like I mentioned earlier, he did go down with an injury. The Patriots did promote linebacker Jelani Tavai from the practice squad, and he actually took over for Juwan Bentley, a guy that they just signed a few weeks ago and is a practice squad member, had to take over for our number one linebacker, Juwan Bentley, during the second half because he was dealing with injuries, and it was very clear that New England was missing him. You do not want to have Jelani Tavai taking over as your number one to number two linebacker. The team desperately needs help at the linebacker position right now. And I think if there's one thing that this defense is really missing, it's at that linebacker position, right? It's speed. That is the biggest thing. You look at the linebacker core for New England, you don't have speed. Dante Hightower doesn't have speed. Juwan Bentley does not have speed. Kyle Van Noy is usually more fast than what we've seen, but even he isn't a super fast linebacker. Jamie Collins can come in and play fast for the New England Patriots. He is also a guy that plays at every single level, whether you need help getting pass rush, whether it's in coverage, whether it's at stopping the run. He is an explosive playmaker, and right now, that's honestly what this team is lacking. We've seen good progression from Josh Uche. We've obviously seen great things from Matt Judon, but you also have Josh Uche dealing with an injury also, and you can never have too many playmakers, especially when we're talking about linebacker, guys who need to kind of come up through the middle and start making plays within the run game. We've seen Jamie Collins be that guy on just several different occasions, someone who isn't going to really come in and set the edge all that much, but he's going to come and he's going to blitz through the middle. He's going to play at linebacker, more specifically outside linebacker, which the Patriots could use some help at. And he's going to make his plays there on the defense. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if New England gave him a lower budget contract. New England does have money, but I don't think they're going to be fishing out, an $8 million contract. But overall, I do hope that the team gives him more of a, 2-year deal to help with the longevity of this defense and keeping things move forward. I don't think it matters if you sign him for this season and he leaves in free agency. You have to understand that Dante Hightower could potentially be retiring after this season. He's a free agent either way. Jawan Bentley, like I said, number one linebacker for this defense right now. He's a free agent at the end of this season too. And if both of those guys end up leaving, you have a lot of question marks on what you do at linebacker going forward. But adding a veteran piece here for New England at the linebacker position defensively is only going to help. And with the struggles this offense is having, making your defense more dominant is probably at this point one of the smartest things that we can do. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Jamie Collins' production has always been elite when with New England. Now, in his time with Cleveland here, I'm going to pull up these stats for you guys. In 2018, his last year, but his most recent year in Cleveland, he put up 1 forced fumble and 4 sacks, along with 0 interceptions. Now, if you look at his first season back with New England in 2019, he played in 16 games. He had 3 interceptions, 7 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery with a defensive touchdown. Now, if you want to look at 2020, last year with Detroit, he played in 14 games. He had 1 interception. He had 1 sack and 1 fumble return. So far this season, he has played in a total of 2 games and has recorded 1 fumble return, 0 interceptions, 0 sacks. You can just see that these stats are not as good alone as when he's with Bill Belichick in New England's defense. They know how to utilize him, and I think for both sides, it makes sense for Jamie Collins to come back. But guys, before we end this video off, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsors of this channel, betonline.ag. BetOnline is back and better than ever as all eyes are on the gridiron teams as they are back to start another football season. And as always, BetOnline is your #1 spot for all pro and college football action this season. With a new updated site and interface and even more odds and props and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything football. If you guys are interested, all you have to do is head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% off welcome bonus, guys. That is double your initial deposit just for signing up. Don't forget to use that promo code NFL100 all the way from football to basketball to boxing to your favorite casino games. Do not wait to take advantage of all of the great offers available for the 2021 season. Again, that is BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. But guys, New England needs to bring back Jamie Collins. I think this could really start to pin down the issues that this defense is having. I think that adding the speed of Jamie Collins, because really New England's biggest issue defensively is that they're playing slow. They don't have fast guys. They cannot keep up with speed. And how are you going to battle that? You bring in a guy that is speed. You're not going to get too much on the open market. Jamie Collins, again, knows your system. When you're already, in the season, you're in the midst of the season, the best thing you can do is look towards free agency. And to have a guy of Jamie Collins' caliber who knows your system like the back of his hand, it doesn't get much better. I would have called Jamie Collins right now, or I would have called Jamie Collins by now. But what are your guys' thoughts on Jamie Collins and a reunion with the New England Patriots? Let me know in the comment section below. But like always, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But I will catch you in the next one. Go Pats.